Welcome back. Now, the Future Awards, also known as the Future Project, of course, has been described by Forbes as Nigeria's most important awards for outstanding young Nigerians aged 18 to 31. And the awards were held, I think, 2 months ago. And I have two of the winners here with me to talk about what they do and why they won those awards, of course. Orode Ryan-Okpu is here with me. You are for the Pink Pearl Foundation, and you won the award for Prize in Advocacy and Activism. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
And Ife Adebayo won the Prize in Community Action.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. Thanks for joining me today. Tell us about Pink Pearl.
Pink Pearl Foundation is something I started about 6+ years now to create awareness for breast and cervical cancer. And we've done over 50 events in the past 6 years, and it's just it's a way of enlightening the Nigerian woman when it comes to breast and cervical cancer. But we've also been able to do a lot of things in orphanage homes, women empowerment. But the basic thing for Pink Pearl is empowerment in breast cancer.
NGOs or organizations like the one you run always have a love-hate relationship with people.
Yeah.
Because people don't necessarily trust them initially. They're like, oh, you just formed this one out to make money or to be in the news.
I know.
How have you been able to go past that?
See, the thing for me, I started because I lost somebody to breast cancer.
Okay.
And along the line of the foundation, I realized I was actually closer to home, but because in 6 years, I've noticed that I've lost 5 people. I had a little bit of a problem. I had 2 lumps in my right breast. So for me, it's really like a fight for survival. It's not just another NGO. You know, I'm not just doing this as community service. I'm doing this to make sure that people don't feel the way I felt when I lost people, and also don't feel the way I felt when I had to listen to the doctor tell me that, oh, you have 2 lumps at the age of 24. So it's really a thing of survival for me. So it's not like any other NGO out there. I'm doing this because I want people to survive. I'm fighting for my own life as well.
Are you okay though?
I'm great.
That's good to know. Ife, let's talk about it now. What is community action, and what did you do to get that award?
Well, I don't know why community action.
Yeah.
But what I did was to I built a block of classrooms in a primary school, St. Michael's Primary School in Ekpe.
Oh, great.
I got a donation for it from SDL Foundation, which is a company I worked with, or I still work with in England. So they have a foundation that gives supports good causes if you're a staff. So I got some funding from them. I worked with the Transform Nigeria movement, and a friend of mine, Ronke Balogun, who is an architect. So she did all the architectural parts, the quantity surveying and everything for free. And I also contributed some parts of the funding.
Is this a one-off thing, or is this something that you think is sustainable?
It is sustainable because I'm of the opinion that we cannot leave everything for government. You know, the educational infrastructure in this country is critically bad, that we cannot expect government to fund everything. So for me, it's continuous. I'm currently working on the next set of funding to start another building by the end of by the end of March. I'm also doing other things, like I give scholarships to the best primary 5 pupils through their primary 6. Education is free in Lagos State, thanks to the powerful APC government.
You have to plug politics.
Yes, I definitely have to. Education is free in Lagos State, so all I have to do is provide the school uniforms, sandals, books, socks, and stuff, just to run them through primary 6.
Why is education so important? Why that? Why not health? Why not?
Because for me, I believe education is the key. An educated populace is easier to govern, but very difficult to oppress. And we've had a government that has oppressed our people for so long, right from the military rule down to democracy. From 1999, we've not had a government that we can count on. So I believe if we can educate our people, even healthcare, we'll have people who will be better educated, who will actually understand why they actually need to take care of their health, why they need to listen to you, to go see a doctor and check their lungs, you know. So we have to educate everybody. We cannot allow anybody to be left behind. Yeah. And one of the important things is to make sure that they have a good and conducive environment to actually receive lessons, receive lectures. And also, the scholarship one is to allow them know that there's actually a reward for good performance, a reward for excellence.
That's one thing I think Nigeria seems to have lost sort of base from the whole scholarship scheme thing, because it's something I know that our parents grew up on, but it's almost non-existent these days. But coming back to you now, he mentioned something about government not being, doesn't have to do everything. But the one thing, the one sector I think government is almost lacking in every sense is actually with health, and particularly with cancer. I've talked about it a few times on this show, and people have talked about how there's almost no cancer center here in Nigeria for some of the most basic things?
The thing
How well are we doing?
We are not there yet, but I will say this because it's a relatively new topic in Nigeria,
Yes.
without a doubt. The disease has been there, but the awareness for cancer is what, 10 years down the line? We really haven't focused on it for that long. So it will take a while for the government to become used to it, to get sensitive to it, and to start doing something about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not really, the awareness level in Nigeria is not as much.
Yeah.
And we just really started focusing on cancer anyways. So we're not there yet, but they are getting there.
Yeah.
There's one in Abuja that they're building now, a cancer center, International Cancer Center, which is a step forward. But like I said, in education, the government can't do everything. And that's why people like Pink Pearl and other NGOs around are doing what they can to make sure that cancer is curbed in Nigeria.
Yeah. What do you do specifically now? Do you just, is it just an awareness drive?
No, we do treatments. For everything that we do, every event that we do free screenings. And we also do things with kids and women empowerment. We have a women empowerment school. That's why when he said education is key, I was nodding my head because we also do things that have to do with education. But the basic thing for us is the awareness campaign, because we've realized that the increase in awareness is helping people come out, helping people go get screening, go get checked, and it's reducing the death rates.
Yeah.
It's helping the death rate come down.
How important is it for young Nigerians to do things like this? Because a lot of us sit and complain a lot of the times about how government is not doing anything for us, which, I mean, is valid in some sense. But at the same time, you people are doing things on your own, not necessarily waiting for anybody. Two questions. First of all, how are you able to do these things without help, sort of? And how important is it to do anything at this sort of an age?
Well, it's really difficult. I used to talk a lot about Nigeria. I used to be very active about the problems facing us when I lived in England. But coming back home, I realized it's much more difficult for those at home because you're tweeting and then network is not even going through. There is no light. You've been running on generators, spend 3,000 naira a day on fuel for your generator. And now there's even no fuel. We have queues all over and the government has not even released a statement. We don't even know why we don't have fuel. I mean, that's the responsibility of the diaspora, in my own opinion. So it's pretty difficult, but you know, if it's something that touches your heart, if it's something that you have a hunger for, something that matters a lot to you, you discover that you just find something pushing you. Even when sometimes you just relax and you maybe forget about it for a week or 2 weeks, you find yourself back in the drive, doing this all over again.
Yeah.
And it is also, you said how important is
Yeah.
it? It's important because we all have to come together and do something. Everybody has to contribute his or her own quota to this country. Because we are not going to, you know, they said the heights achieved by great men was not attained by sudden flight. We're not going to get there suddenly. You know, we have to build gradually, and it has to come from everybody, from every sector: health, education, information technology, everybody. We have to work together to make sure that we build the country of our dreams.
Do you think being young has been an advantage or disadvantage so far?
Oh man, it has been more of a disadvantage for me. I started when I was 18, and the first thing I did was a huge concert in Lagos in 2007. And at that time, I had approached people, had said, oh, this is what I want to do. And what I got was, what are you trying to do here?
You just want to have a party.
Go back to school. You know, that was the response I got. So it was difficult. I struggled. You know, even approaching my immediate family was, what are you trying to do here? We sent you to school to go and study. But along the line, people started appreciating the fact that, this girl is not even 25 yet, and this is all she's doing, you know, struggling. But it was difficult. It was difficult because they will tell you, you're young. This is not for saying, hey, I'm a woman. You're a young girl. Go and marry or go and, you know, things like that. But over time, it became better.
You're young, you are in politics, you already plugged that in already. And it's an ongoing debate now. People are trying to encourage younger people to not just talk, but actually walk the walk, you know. Register and be a part of a political party. I mean, there seems to be options now, at least. If you don't like one, you can like the other. There's 30 political parties anyways. Do you think it's important now? Like, must we all be members, though? Must we all be politicians?
Well, I think in one way or the other, we all have to be politicians, because what you have is, if you think you're too good or too important to be in politics, you're going to be ruled by those people that you actually looked down on and you're allowed to go into it. The young population in Nigeria makes up over 70% of the current Nigeria, and that means we have power because there's power in numbers.
Much more than we know.
Much more than we know. And these politicians, they know that we have this power, and that's why they don't want us to actually harness this power. And that's why we need more young people to actually get involved, It's going to be difficult. You're going to be looked down on. You're going to be expected to be an errand boy. But over time, they're going to actually have to listen to you. And if you look at it, we actually have better ideas. It's like talking to my parents. There are things I come up with and they think, oh, that's not workable. But then you show them, this is actually workable. And it's the same for politics. So young people really need to get into politics. We need to also follow parties that have an ideology. Parties that you can actually look at what they've done. And I'm going to say the APC again, actually. You can look at what they've done and you can say, yes, okay, this party has promised to provide free education. They are actually providing free education. Osun State has the highest number of primary school children enrolled in school in the whole country. Yeah. So in the long run, yes, I agree. Youth must be for
Orode is laughing at you. But I don't know if you're interested in politics, but one thing I know you are interested in is, besides all of this, you shot a movie recently.
I did.
And I think it has the highest number of nominations at the African Magic Viewers' Choice Awards, which holds in a week.
Yes.
7 nominations.
8.
8. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What inspired you to go into filmmaking?
It was weird. I had wanted to do something in the entertainment industry since 2007. Matter of fact, I had even started a series. We had the script, we had everything put together. But it didn't just click at that time. So I had met Udoka and I'd seen his 2 previous films. And it was different for me. It wasn't the everyday, regular Nollywood movie. It was fresh ideas, young people. So we sat together and then we put a team together. And I wanted to do this because breast cancer is really sensitive for me. And I want everybody to feel that sensitivity, to understand that it's not a joke, you know. And the movie pretty much wraps around the whole family who their daughter is suffering from breast cancer, what they had to go through. I wanted people to see that, to understand that this is what the family, it's not just the victim that gets affected, but the whole family. And we shot the film. Yeah. And
not expecting all of that.
No, I mean, we also got nominated in Los Angeles for the Pan-African Film Festival. So when I saw the 8 nominations, I'm like, I'm an Hollywood producer now. It wasn't even in the, I just did it to raise awareness. But I thank God that people accepted it, and this is the result.
Well, congratulations and good luck with the awards whenever they hold. I mean, it's always nice to see movies that have a message.
Yes.
I think that's most important. And thank you for bringing Liz Benson back.
Actually.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. Congratulations on your award wins, and hopefully you win more in the future. We're going to come back right after this, but please do stay with us. We'll have a clip for you, please.